Hello, I'm Dr. Susan Nash, here to help you figure out how to use the OU Online Library. And I'm happy to say that it's pretty easy. So first of all, let's just pretend I haven't logged in. So let's go to the home page and notice it's at libraries.ou.edu. Okay, so let's go and log in and go to My Library Account. And then it will prompt you. I've logged in, and now it says My Account, Loans, Request, Fine, and Fees. This is not really what we want to do. Let's go to New Search, or let's go to Databases and References. Okay, so if you're going to be looking at finding articles, the best way to do it is to try to select databases that have something to do with your area that you're studying. So for example, if you want to look at a topic of, say, treatment for PTSD, then we could you can actually start by looking at different categories and go down the menu and say human relations. And so there we have the librarian has created the web sources that are best for human relations and databases. So we have EBSCO, Business Source Elite. Some other suggestions rather than just that. But then there's also Counseling and Psychotherapy Transcripts. It's Alexander Street Press. Counseling and Therapy and Video, PsycInfo, which is ProQuest, and also Social Work Abstracts from EBSCO, Sociology Index, EBSCO, Sociology Collection. So we have Communication Source, Women's Issues, Psych Therapy. So notice there are a lot of different publications. There's even PTSD Pubs, which is a part of ProQuest. So if you go to, say, PTSD Pubs, then you'll see that you can do an advanced search. And notice we are in the ProQuest. Let's see, we're in the ProQuest. Okay, say what I am. I am faculty instructor. So just say PTSD therapy tests. Just see what happens. And notice you get all different kinds of articles here, ones that are PDF, etc., that you can use for your research. But let's say that we just want to go back to libraries, and we say, okay, my topic is kind of a crossover and it doesn't really fit into human relations. I'm not sure what it fits. Maybe it's humanities. Then let's go back to the OU Library page. Click there. Notice, I thought I was already logged in, but I guess it makes you log in again. So when we log in, let's go ahead and go to Databases and e-references. Now, notice the databases are in alphabetical order. They're organized in alphabetical order. And the ones I'm going to look at today are, we looked at EBSCO and ProQuest and JSTOR and Project Muse. But let's go to JSTOR first. Now let's okay, so let's just for fun, let's click on JSTOR and let's look at something that has, let's say we're doing cultural depictions of addiction. So let's just say novels about addiction. And I'm thinking of Zola and La Sommier, but but not just Zola, there are others. So let's just see what happens. Now, do we want to do journals only? Let's do journals only and book chapters. And then let's also narrow the time. So we can go down and we scroll down and let's keep going. Okay, so notice this is in the left-hand column. You can put, say, from 2010 to 2026. So notice there are a lot of chapters about life writing, responding to homelessness, misery's Gothic tropes. This isn't, I think we might need to narrow it down more. So let's just say, Zola, Emile Zola, see what we get now. So there are different serial killers, pathological public spheres. This is not really all that promising, but like since he talked about alcoholism, let's just say Emile Zola, alcoholism. And then naturalism. He was one of the first authors to explore naturalism. Okay, well, anyway, I'm not saying that this foray has been very successful, but this is how you can use JSTOR. So we click on the article, it's free, yay, and also we can download it, and we can also find a shortcut for citation. So click on Cite, and let's look at APA. There's APA, and it's kind of remarkable. 1893. I guess the date range didn't carry over because that's just not after 2010. But at any rate, you can just copy and paste it, or you can export it to whatever you're using. Noodle Tools, RefWorks, whatever. Now let's go back to the university homepage. So let's just do a click. Well, is it okay? Let's go to up to here again. Is this time? Let's look at Science Direct. And this is really good if you're looking at neuroscience. And so we could put something like neuroscience and stress. And so we get all kinds of things like neuroscience education as a tool for improving stress management, evaluating stress system, translational models of stress and resilience, and applied neuroscience methodology. At any rate, neuroscience. Maybe we could put neuroscience and, let's say, Ozempic. See what happens. Patient perception of Ozempic semaglutide for weight loss. Ozempic on the brain. Interesting. I'm sure I'll have to pay for that one. Yeah, unfortunately. But if you want the entire article, then you can request it through interlibrary loan. So what we would do is go and cite the source, export citation to text, and then just copy and paste it. And then let's just go and go back to the library, up to the top, oops, and go to interlibrary loan. So log in. And then loans. So you can make a request for a loan. I guess in my account I don't have any. But as you can see, they've changed the interface. So we can just go and look at it. And well, I can't really quite find it. We can look at this later. At any rate, there are all different, okay, request. Here we go, right at the first. Book locations, borrow and return, request materials. So let's just go request materials. And then, this is where it's interlibrary loan, sooner express delivery. So we just scroll down and we can request materials. So just go through and see how you can request an article. And then from your information that you've copied down, you can put the title of the journal, all the details, ISSN, etc. And then fill out the form, submit request, and boom, you're there. And remember, you'll have to include your email address. That's how they get in touch with you. And actually, it's probably already automatically going to go to your email. Okay, so let's just go back for fun, just to recap. So you can do a search with just a library search and just say Ozempic neuroscience of Ozempic. And what this will do is pull from different databases, but I really recommend going to the actual databases first because it gives you a chance to explore more of the journals, etc. But let's just say Ozempic benefit for Alzheimer's. Where is this actually coming from? It's coming from Nature, but which database? So it's Factiva Classic. Factiva is another database. So I highly recommend exploring. And the reason I like some of the other databases, Dow Jones Factiva. So this means that Dow Jones Factiva is going to be not necessarily peer-reviewed, but let's just, it's more of news in the news area. But let's go back to OU and let's go ahead and look at databases again. And this time, let's just go to EBSCO. And I just want to point out how useful it is to actually go to the database, because if you go to EBSCO Collections and eBooks, you can actually look at different journals. So notice you have, we can look for different journals. Okay. So notice we've come up with Stanford Medicine. So click on that. And you can access it now, access the PDF. But you can also go to the actual source. And notice you can look at all the different issues of Stanford Medicine, Stanford Medical School. So it's pretty interesting to be able to do that and just browse around. But anyway, this is all I want to do for now. I want to encourage you, again, just to go to the OU libraries and to explore. Here's JSTOR, EBSCO, or Science Direct, Factiva. They're just the ones that we've looked at. And this one is EBSCO. But just recognize how valuable this is. And it's changing all the time. So this is a new interface. I'm excited about it. And I hope this was helpful.